Hello, I'm Magdalena, or my friends call me Maggie. I'm 18 years old and a senior at Marian High School. Wow, 4 years ago, I would not have pictured myself up here and speaking with all of you. I wouldn't have had the opportunity either. You see, I lived in Chicago, and I probably would have had my mom cancel for me or something. But I'm excited I'm here. Now I live in South Bend, and my mother wouldn't want me to skip out on this. And my dad has always pushed me to take every opportunity that comes my way, because they don't come that often. My parents continue to be great. From a young age, they had exposed me to the entrepreneurial spirit. My parents had created a Mexican produce store out of my aunt and uncle's garage here in South Bend in 1997. So every weekend for about 11 years, they would wake up before sunrise on Saturday mornings, bought all the produce and merchandise. Then we would work together as a family to pack our big van, and we were off to South Bend before 10 a.m. It sounds crazy, I know, I still think so. But this is something my parents committed to. After going back and forth, the store got so big and popular that my dad finally bought a home in South Bend, remodeled it, and it became our next door. At 8 years old, my dad allowed me to join in on the fun. My job was to manage the candy section. I was a pretty smart kid, but as any kid knows, temptation wins over when there's candy involved. So he fired me after the third time he caught me eating the merchandise. I enjoyed working with my family, after I got over getting fired, of course. I watched my parents work tirelessly throughout the years. Believe me when I say I understand what it takes to become an entrepreneur. I watched my parents' store begin and grow into something amazing. My aunt and uncle also lived in the world of entrepreneurship. They sold fresh Mexican homemade cheese. Since I was fired from my parents' store, I tried working with my aunt. Unfortunately, temptation went over again, and I probably ate more cheese than what I made. So I just gave up and dedicated myself to being a kid. Little did I know, my time was running out. In 2007, life got in the way like it always does. My family took a trip to Disney World, and it was the last time we had a real vacation that would be worry-free. A month before the trip, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. After that, I stopped being a kid. For the next 4 years, we focused on our family. My mother was working harder than ever before. When she felt up to it, we had opened our store. We had opened our home for people to come in and eat like a restaurant. My mother was a true entrepreneur throughout her entire life. In 2012, disaster hit. Cancer had taken over her body, and it thought it had won. But my mother got to go to heaven, so I know who the real winner was. After this tragedy, my dad realized we no longer had a bright future in Chicago, so he took his 2 daughters to a place where opportunities were in abundance, and it felt familiar. That's why I'm here today. My dad has been my role model for the past 4 years. He took up the challenge of raising 2 teenagers. I mean, teenagers aren't easy to raise alone. And he did it in such a manner that he didn't try being both parents. He was my dad, and that's all he needed to be. I mean, I will always need my mother because she was my best friend. But I am blessed to have so many mother figures in my life right now. I've had so many new opportunities that have all influenced my life. I've had the chance to join St. Joe CEO, which has allowed me to keep thinking entrepreneurially. I have a bigger appreciation for what my parents had. I will bring back their store. I will make their dreams come true, because it's my dream too. I am not the same person that walked through the doors of Marian High School on orientation day. I'm not even the same girl from junior year. I have grown as a person in my faith. I am more confident as a person, and I see my life full of amazing opportunities. Disney lets me be a kid once in a while, and it has taught me so many great things. For example, Cinderella has a great concept that we should see the world not as it is, but as what it could be, and what we could do to make that happen.